Hello everyone and good morning. Welcome to my latest stream. Today we are going to start our adventure with the Ace Attorney Trilogy. This is one of the two games I got for my birthday. Thank you to my moderator, Red Stripe, who came over to drop it off. I also want to point out I have a new pop filter here. So even though my mic has a pop filter, I now have two. Oh, press A button. A. Oh, loading, saving. I've never played this game before. Any of these games. So this is going to be new. We're going to adjust audio levels real quick because I sense this might be a bit louder than intended. Yeah, so let's turn gameplay music down just slightly. Let's go minus 10.3 decibels. I'm going to keep myself at minus 5 decibels. That way if I peak my mic, I'm not actually going to peak it and ruin ears. I'm going to turn down my music here in my ear just because that's quite loud. Okay. So how is this going to work? I have no idea. I've never played these games before. I suspect I can do one stream per trial. I don't want anyone to confirm if that's something I can't. Okay, so I can't switch around. The first turnabout. Again, oh. Damn it, why me? I can't get caught, not like this. I've got to find someone to pin this on. Someone like him. I'll make it look like he did it. But I already know you did it. Oh, I've been warned I should take notes. Paper. Give me 1 second. Notes. I mean, what better use of a giant metal book like this will I ever have? Unless it's already in use. Am I already using it for any projects? I am not. But do I want to waste such a pretty book? I don't. I don't want to waste such a pretty book. I love my pretty books. Here's some loose papers. Okay. I've been warned that this first game I need to take notes because I'm a forgetful person. And I don't want to end up failing a case because I made the wrong assumption. Okay. August 3rd, 9:47 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 2. Boy, am I nervous. Right. Ooh, hello, beautiful. Oh, hiya, Chief. Phew, I'm glad I made it on time. Well, I have to say, Phoenix, I'm impressed. Not everyone makes it. I'm gonna try better voice acting. Generic female voice. Not everyone takes a murder trial. I can't do that. I'm sorry, she doesn't have that kind of voice. Not everyone takes on a murder trial right off the bat like this. It says a lot about you, your client as well. Thanks? Actually, it's because I owe him a favor. Oh, I should have checked the name. That wasn't her. A favor? You mean you knew the defendant before this case? Yes. Actually, I kind of owe him my current job to it. He's one of the reasons I became an attorney. Well, that's news to me. I want to help him out any way I can. I just really want to help him. I owe him that much. It's over. My life, everything, it's all over. Is that your client screaming over there? Yeah, that's him. Death, despair, oh. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna die. Sounds like he wants to die. Yeah. Oh my god, what's with the precious face? He's like a puppy. Nick. Hey there, Larry. Dude, I'm so guilty. Tell them I'm guilty. Give me the death sentence. I ain't afraid to die. What? What's wrong, Larry? Oh, it's all over. I'm finished. Finished. I can't live in a world without her. I can't. Who took her away from me, Nick? Who did this? Aw, Nick, you gotta tell me. Who took my baby away? The person responsible for your girlfriend's death? The newspapers say it was you. Okay, so... do we have this guy's name? My name is Phoenix Wright. No, it's not. It's Therese. Here's the story. My first case is a fairly simple one. A young woman was killed in her apartment. The guy they arrested was the unlucky sap dating her. Larry Butz. So Larry is the suspect. My best friend since grade school. Our school had a saying, when something smells, it's usually the butts. In the 23 years I've known him, it's usually been true. He has a knack for getting himself in trouble. One thing I can say, though, it's usually not his fault. He just has terrible luck. But I know better than anyone that he's a good guy at heart. That, and I owe him one, which is why I took the case, to clear his name. And that's just what I'm going to do. August 3rd, 10 a.m., District Court, courtroom number 2. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Larry Butz. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The, defense is ready, Your Honor. Ahem. Mr. Wright, this is your first trial, is it not? Yes, Your Honor. I'm, a little nervous. Your conduct during this trial will decide the fate of your client. Murder is a serious charge. For your client's sake, I hope you can control your nerves. Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, given the circumstances, I think we should have a test of to ascertain your readiness. Yes, Your Honor. Handshaking. Eyesight fading. The test will consist of a few simple questions. Answer them clearly and concisely. Please state the name of the defendant in the room. I am the defense lawyer, Larry Butz. The defendant, well, that's Larry Butz, Your Honor. Correct. Just keep your wits about you and you'll do fine. Next question. This is a murder trial. Tell me the victim's name. Glad I read the case many times. It's... wait. Uh-oh. No, wait. I forgot. I'm drawing a total blank here. Phoenix, are you absolutely sure you're up to this? You don't even know the victim's name? Oh, the victim. Of course, I know the victim's name. I, just forgot temporarily. I think I feel a migraine coming on. Look, the victim's name is listed in the court record. Press the R button to check it at any time, okay? Remember to check often. Do it for me, please. I'm begging you. Oh. Okay. I pressed the R button. We got new stuff. Attorney badge. No one would believe I'm a defense attorney if I didn't carry this. Cindy's autopsy report. Blood due to blunt trauma. Profiles. Okay, so Cindy Stone is the victim. Winston Payne is the prosecutor. And we know that... Oh, time of death. Let's note that down. Time of death. 7:31 between 4 p.m. and 5 p.m. Okay. Mr. Wright, who's the victim in the case? Cinder Block? Very clever. Cindy Stone. The victim's name is Cindy Stone. Correct. Now tell me, what was the cause of death? Oh my goodness, I'm glad I even got that. She died because she was hit with a blunt object. Don't objection my help! No! Also, good morning, Squag! She was struck once by a blunt object. Correct. You've answered all my questions. I see no reason why we shouldn't proceed. You seem much more relaxed, Mr. Wright. Good for you. Thank you, Your Honor. Because I don't feel relaxed. I don't know, I just yelled it. You're objecting to my incompetency. Well then. First, a question for the prosecution. Mr. Payne. Yes, Your Honor. As Mr. Wright just told us, the victim was struck with a blunt object. Would you explain to the court just what the object was? The murder was the statue of the thinker. Weapon. Statue of the thinker. It was found lying on the floor next to the victim. I see. The court accepts it into evidence. Statue added to court record. It's rather heavy. Right? Be sure to pay attention to any evidence added during the trial. That evidence is the only ammunition you have in court. Use the R button to check the court records frequently. Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its first witness. The prosecution calls the defendant, Mr. Butz, to the stand. Chief, what do I do now? Pay attention. You don't want to miss any information that might help your client's case. You'll get your chance to respond to the prosecution later, so be ready. Let's just hope he doesn't say anything unfortunate. Uh-oh. Larry gets excited easily. This could be bad. Ahem. Mr. Butz, is it not true that the victim had recently dumped you? Hey, watch it, buddy. We were great together. We were Romeo and Juliet, Cleopatra and Mark Antony. Didn't they all die? I wasn't dumped. She just wasn't taking my phone calls or seeing me, ever. What's it to you anyways? Mr. Butz, what you described is generally what we mean by dumped. Okay, so Larry was recently dumped. In fact, she had completely abandoned you and was seeing other men. She had just returned from overseas with one of them the day before the murder. What do you mean, one of them? Lies. All of it lies. I don't believe a word of it. Your Honor, the victim's passport. According to this, she was in Paris until the day before she died. Okay, so Cindy was in Paris. Passport until 7:30. Indeed, she appeared to have returned the day before the murder. Dude, no way. The victim was a model, but did not have a large income. It appears she had several sugar daddies. Daddies? Sugar? Yes, older men who gave her money and gifts. She took their money and used it to support her lifestyle. Dude. We can clearly see what kind of woman Miss Stone was. Cindy has sugar daddies. I've never played these games before and I was warned to take notes. Tell me, Mr. Butz, what do you think of her now? Right. I don't think you want him to answer that question. Yeah, Larry has a way of running his mouth in all the wrong directions. Should I stop him from answering? My client has no idea the victim was seeing other men. That question is irrelevant to the case. Oof. Dude, Nick, what do you mean irrelevant? That cheating she-dog. I'm gonna die. I'm just gonna drop dead. Yeah, I'm going to get to the bottom of this. Let's continue with the trial, shall we? I believe the accused motive is clear to everyone. Yes, quite. Oh boy, this is not looking good. I never take notes and I almost completed the game. I do know about court records, yes, but I have a bad habit of forgetting things. Which is interesting because I'm really good at remembering video games. You went to the victim's apartment on the day of the murder, did you not? Well, did you or did you not? Well, maybe I did and maybe I didn't. Uh-oh, he went. What do I do? Have him answer honestly. I'll send him a signal. Tell the truth. Yeah, I was there. I went. Order. Well, Mr. Butz? Dude, chill. She wasn't home, man, so, like, I didn't see her. Your Honor, the defendant is lying. Lying? The prosecution would like to call a witness who can prove Mr. Butz is lying. God, the sign language from Phoenix. Well, that simplifies matters. Who's your witness? The man who found the victim's body, just before making the gruesome discovery. He saw the defendant fleeing the scene of the crime. Order. Order in the court. Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its witness. Yes, Your Honor. This is bad. On the day of the murder, my witness was selling newspapers at the victim's building. Please bring Mr. Frank Sawitz. Frank Sawitz? To the stand. Okay, so we know he is the bad guy. Mr. Sawitz, you sell newspaper subscriptions. Is this correct? Oh yes, newspapers, yes. Happy mask salesman right there. Yes. Mr. Sawitz, you may proceed with your testimony. Please tell the court what you saw the day with. Witness testimony. I was going to Dell, selling subscriptions, when I saw a man fleeing an apartment. I thought he might be in a hurry because he left the door half opened behind him. Thinking it strange, I looked inside the apartment. Then I saw her lying there, a woman, not moving, dead. I quailed in fright and found myself unable to go inside. I thought to call the police immediately. However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working. I went to a nearby park and found a public phone. I remember the time exactly. It was 1 p.m. But that doesn't match. She died 4 to 5. The man who ran was, without a doubt, the defendant sitting right over there. Larry, why didn't you tell the truth? I could defend you against a testimony like that. Incidentally, why wasn't the phone in the victim's apartment working? Your Honor, at the time of the murder, there was a blackout in the building. Aren't phones supposed to work during a blackout? Yes, Your Honor. However, some cordless phones do not function normally. The phone that Mr. Sawit used was one of those. Your Honor, I have a record of the blackout for your perusal. Okay, there was a blackout from 12 to 6. Now, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Sawit. You may begin your cross-examination. Cross-examination, Your Honor? Alright, right. This is it. The real deal. What exactly am I supposed to do? Why, you exposed the lies in the testimony the witness just gave. Lies? What? He was lying? Your client is innocent, right? Then that witness must have lied in his testimony. Or is your client really guilty? How do I prove he's not? You hold the key. It's in the evidence. Compare the witness's testimony to the evidence at hand. There's bound to be a contradiction in there. First, find the contradiction between the court record and the witness's testimony. Then, once you found the contradicting evidence, present it and rub it in the witness' face. Okay. Open the court record with the R button. Then point out the contradiction in the testimony. Cross-examination. I was going door to door, selling subscriptions when I saw a man fleeing. I thought he might be in a hurry because he left the door half opened behind him. Thinking it was strange, I looked inside the apartment. Then I saw her lying there, a woman, not moving, dead. I quailed in fright and found myself unable to go inside. I thought to call the police immediately. However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working. The phone in her apartment wasn't working. Yes, ma'am. Yes, I mean, no. No, it wasn't. Right. But you said you didn't go into the apartment. Or did you? Save before you present. Always. Oh, that. I can explain that. There was a cordless phone on the shelf in the entrance. I reached inside and tried using it to call, and the phone wasn't working, correct? What happened next? I went to a nearby park and found a public phone. Okay. So, per your suggestion, Swag, I'm going to save. Now I'm going to present the autopsy report. You found the body at 1 p.m., you sure? Yes, it was 1 p.m. for certain. Frankly, I find that hard to believe. Your statement directly contradicts the autopsy report. The autopsy notes the time of death at some time after 4 p.m. There was nobody no body to find at 1 p.m. How do you explain this 3-hour gap? This is trivial. The witness merely forgot the time. After his testimony, I find that hard to believe. Mr. Sawit, why were you so certain you found the body at 1 p.m.? If you get it wrong, you have a bar that will go down. So it's not the end of the world, but saving makes you have unlimited tries. Okay, I'm not gonna do that regularly then, because I do want to have this as a live experience, not unlimited attempts. Why were you certain that you found the body at 1 p.m.? Gee, that's a really good question. Great job, Wright. Way to put him on the spot. That's all you have to do. Point out contradictions. Lies always beget more lies. See through one, and their whole story falls apart. Wait, I remember now. Would you care to give your testimony again? The time of discovery. You see, when I found the body, I heard the time. There was a voice saying the time. It was probably coming from the television. Oh, but it was 3 hours off, wasn't it? But that would be still impossible because of the blackout. I guess the victim must have been watching a video of a taped program. That's why I thought it was 1 p.m. Terribly sorry about the misunderstanding. I see. You heard a voice saying the time on a taped program. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Right. You know what to do. I've got this one. Cross-examination. This is actually really fun. You see, when I found the body, I heard the time. There was a voice saying, coming from the television. Probably, though, I'd have most fun in looking for the answer, not trying not lose. Hold it right there. The prosecution has said there was a blackout at the time of discovery, and this record proves it. You couldn't have heard a television or a video. The defense has a point. Do you have an explanation for this, Mr. Sawit? No, I find it quite puzzling myself. Quite. Wait, I remember now. Mr. Sawit, the court would prefer to hear an accurate testimony from the very beginning. These constant corrections are harming your credibility. That, and you seem rather distraught. My apologies, Your Honor. It must have been the shock of finding the body. Very well, Mr. Sawit. Let's hear your testimony one more time, please. Hearing the time. Actually, I didn't hear the time. I saw it. There was a table clock in the apartment, wasn't there? Yeah, the murder weapon. The killer used it to hit the victim. It must have been what I saw. But it was a statue of the thinker. You saw a clock? I guess that would explain it. The defense may cross-examine the witness. Gladly. Okay. I saw it. There was a table clock in the apartment, wasn't there? Yeah, the murder weapon. Wait just a moment. The murder weapon wasn't a clock. It was this statue. Now, how is this supposed to be a clock? What? You with your objections and your evidence. Just who do you think you are? Just answer the question, Mr. Sawit. Hey, I saw it there, okay? That's a clock. Your Honor, if I may. Yes, Mr. Payne. As the witness stated, this statue is indeed a clock. The neck is a switch. Just as you tilt it, it says the time out loud. As it doesn't look like a clock, I submit it as a statue. My apologies. I see. So the murder weapon was a table clock after all. Well, Mr. Wright, it appears that your witness's testimony was correct. This is a clock. Do you have a... Yes, I do have a problem with it. Your Honor, there is a gaping hole in the witness's testimony. The only way he would have known the weapon was a clock is to hold it in his hand. Yet the witness testified that he never entered the apartment. Clearly a contradiction. Indeed. The witness knew it was a clock because he went into the apartment. You were inside the apartment the day of the murder. Oh yeah? Prove it. Prove I went in there. I'll do better than that. I can prove you were the one who killed her. You struck her with the clock, and the shock of the blow triggered the clock's voice. That was the sound you heard. Order in the court. Intriguing. Please continue, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Sawit. The sound must have left quite an impression on you. Understandable, since the murder weapon spoke just as you hit the victim. That voice was burned into your mind. That's why you were so certain about the time. What's the meaning of this? This is all baseless conjecture. Baseless? Just look at the witness's face. Would the witness care to elaborate? Did you strike the victim with the clock? That day, I never... Look, the clock, I heard... No, I mean, I saw... Shut up, I hate you. It was him, I tell you. I saw him. He killed her, and he should burn, give him death. Order in the court, I say. Your Honor, a moment, please. There isn't a shred of evidence claiming the defense's claims. Mr. Wright, Your Honor, you claim the sound the witness heard came from the clock. Do you have any evidence? The whole case is riding on this. I better think it through carefully. Your Honor, the sound Mr. Sawit heard was definitely the clock. A fact which is clear if you simply try sounding the clock. Let's sound the clock now, here in the court. Your Honor, may I have the clock? I ask the court to listen very carefully. Beep. I think it's 8:25. That certainly is a strange way to announce the time. Well, he is the thinker after all. So we've heard the clock. What are your conclusions, Mr. Wright? Mr. Payne, can you tell me what time it is now? It's 11:25. Ah! As you can see, this clock is exactly 3 hours slow. Precisely the discrepancy between what Mr. Sawit heard and the actual time of death. 10, 9, 8, yeah. So Mr. Sawit, try to talk your way out of this one. Ha ha ha. You forgot one thing. Uh-oh. What's he talking about now? While it may seem like a clock, it is running 3 hours slow. It proves nothing. How do you know it was running 3 hours slow the day of the murder? If you can't prove, then you don't have a case. He's right. How am I supposed to prove that? Damn it, I was so close. Mr. Wright, it seems you lack the critical evidence to... Are you serious? No! No! Yes, Your Honor. This means you cannot let your I cannot let you indict the witness. Unfortunately, this leads to the cross-examination of Mr. Frank Sawit. I come all the way down here to testify, and look what happens. You treat me like a criminal. A criminal! You lawyers are all slime. I almost had him. Sorry, Larry. I failed you. There's nothing I can do about it now. Not so fast, Mr. Sawit. Chief. Listen up, right? Don't throw this one away. Not like this. Think. But, Chief, it's over. I can't prove the clock was slow the day of the murder. Nobody can prove that. Well, yes. But that doesn't mean you can't still win. Try thinking out of the box. Don't waste time doubting the facts. Assume the clock was 3 hours slow and think it through. Ask yourself, why was a clock 3 hours slow? Figure out the reason. You'll find your proof. Right. Can you think of a reason as why the clock would be 3 hours slow? Yes. Wait, maybe I can prove it. You must have evidence somewhere that can prove it. Find it and let them have it. Well, Mr. Wright, you say the clock was already running slow the day of the murder. Have you found evidence to support this claim? Of course. There's a piece of evidence in the court record that can prove my claim without a doubt. Ha! Tough words. Let's see you pull this one off. Let's see the evidence that proves why the clock was running slow. The only thing that was left, the victim's passport. The victim had just returned home from abroad the day before the murder. As we all know, the time difference between here and Paris is 9 hours. When it's 4 p.m. here, it's 1 a.m. the next day there. The clock wasn't 3 hours slow, it was 9 hours fast. The victim hadn't reset her clock since returning home. That's why the time you heard when you struck her dead in her apartment was wrong. Proof enough for you, Mr. Sawit? Or should I say, Mr. Did It? Jesus! He foamed right at the mouth! Order. Order, I say. Well, this case has certainly turned out differently than we all expected. Mr. Payne, your witness, he was arrested and has been taken away, Your Honor. Very well. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. I have to say, I'm impressed. I don't think I've ever seen someone complete a defense so quickly and find the true culprit at the same time. Thank you, Your Honor. I mean, that's not my job. My job isn't to find the true victim. It's to prove that my defendant didn't do it. At this point, this is only a formality, but this court finds the defendant, Mr. Larry Butz, not guilty. And with that, this court is adjourned. It turns out that Frank Sawit was a common burglar. He posed as a newspaper salesman to check and see when people were out of the house. That day, when Larry went to her apartment, the victim wasn't home. After he left, Mr. Sawit himself let himself in to do his dirty work. While he was searching her place, the victim returned. Flustered, Mr. Sawit grabbed the nearest blunt object he could find. August 3rd, 2:32, District Court, Defendant, Lobby Number 2. Phew, I still can't believe I won. Right, good job in there. Congratulations. Thanks, Chief. I owe it all to you. Not only that, not at all, not at all. You fought your own battles in there. It's been a while since I've seen a trial end on such a satisfying note. I've never seen the Chief look this happy. If she's this glad, imagine how Larry must feel. My life is over. Larry, you're supposed to be happy. What's wrong now? Aw, Nick. Don't worry about me. I'll be dead and gone soon. Good. Wait, no, I mean bad. Bad, bad, bad. Larry, you're innocent. The case is closed. But my Cindy Windy's gone, man. Gone forever. Larry, she was a... Nah, never mind. Congratulations, Harry. Harry? Yes, you. I can practically see the headlines now. Larry Butz, innocent. Thanks. I really owe you one. But I won't forget this, ever. Let's celebrate. Dinner, movie, my treat. Oh no, I couldn't. Hey, I was the one who got you off the hook. Oh, hey. Here, take this. It's a present. A present? From me? Wait, wasn't this the evidence that... Actually, I made this clock for her. I made one for her and one for me. Really? You? You made this? Well, thank you. I'll keep it as a memento. Yo, Nick. Can you believe it? I was so into that chick. And she was just playing me for a fool. Don't that make you want to cry? Larry. Are you so sure? Excuse me? I think she thought quite a lot of you, in her own way. Nah, I don't gotta you don't gotta sympathize me, it's okay. Oh, I'm not just sympathizing, really. Isn't that right? Right? Don't you have something to show your friend? Something that proves how she felt about him? Huh? Oh, yeah, right. What the heck is she talking about? Is it the statue? Check this out, Larry. Proof positive you weren't just some chump to her. Huh? What about that clock? This is the clock that you made for her, Larry. And she took it with her when she traveled. Well, whatever, she probably just needed a clock, that's all. You think so? It's pretty heavy to take traveling. Well, make of it what you will. Hey, Nick. I'm glad I asked you to be my lawyer. Really, I am. Thanks. hope that made him feel a little better. Right. I hope you see the importance of evidence now. Also, hopefully you realize things change depending on how you look at them. People, too. We never really know if our clients are guilty or innocent. All we can do is believe in them. And in order to believe in them, you have to believe in yourself. Right? Listen, learn, grow strong. Never let go of what you believe in. Never. Well, I think our work here is done. Shall we be off? Yeah, I guess so. Say, how about dinner? On me. We'll drink a toast to Innocent Butz. Yeah. Oh, speaking of Harry, you were saying part of why you became a lawyer was because of him. Yeah, part, at least. You'll have to tell me more about it sometime. Maybe over drinks? Saucy. So my first trial came to a close. Larry slapped me on the back and said, "Gee, Nick, it's good to have friends." But I'm pretty sure he's not going to pay us, unless you count the clock he gave Mia. I didn't know it then, but that clock was soon going to be the center of another incident. And my promise to tell the chief about me and Larry would be one promise that I wouldn't be able to keep. No! No! No!